I think there's a failure of a lot of people today to connect the integration of political power and economics. People have been persuaded that if they're not doing well economically, it's their fault, and not that there's a systemic problem. I believe the evidence shows there's systemic problems. I believe the evidence shows that when the middle class has done well economically and there's been shared prosperity, which we had for 30 or 40 years after World War II. You want to do that again?
Yeah. A dish. Yeah.
Middle class prosperity.
Yeah, and I believe the evidence and the track record shows that when there's been middle class prosperity, shared prosperity, where people in the middle shared in the gains from the growth of American productivity, the growth of the American economy, that was a time when the middle class had political power. You had the consumer movement in the 1970s, which put a great pressure on Washington to adopt policies that the middle class wanted to see in terms of protecting the environment. You had the women's movement pushing for higher pay and more equal justice and fairness for women. You had the civil rights movement pushing for equal rights for blacks and for minorities. You had the peace movement. You had the labor movement, which was very important as an underpinning of middle class standard of living. Trade unions negotiated not just for themselves, but when the United Auto Workers got a good deal, steady wages, rising wages, steady jobs, good benefits for the United Auto Workers, all kinds of non-union workers benefited as well. Other companies to compete had to do the same thing. And that was a major underpinning of a good, solid middle class standard of living. So political power, political clout was necessary to support a good middle class standard of living.